going on, guys? So in today's video, what we're gonna do is get started on the 335i we picked up before we left to California. As you guys saw, we picked this car up with Jonathan. This is the 120,000 mile caramel interior, clean title, blown turbo 335i LCI. So this thing is just, I love it because it's got the sick headlights. Love the color, the interior color, but it needs turbos. So this is one of them that's gonna go in. We got two really good turbos from California, pretty good price. What we're gonna be doing is swapping these out, detailing the interior, and then throwing it up for sale. So there it is. I'm just gonna pull it out real quick and we're gonna give it a quick wash and assess how good it looks after a wash. All right, so we just washed it, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick. I'm gonna give you guys a quick walk around. 335i LCI. You got some smoke coming out already. It's got a few little dings, a lot of dings actually. It really needs a polish or a shine. But besides that, the biggest thing is like this bumper ding. That's kind of ugly. And I have a headlight out. But besides that, here's the interior, which I'm really like happy about because we just detailed it. So this thing is looking like $1,000,000. You know, it's always been my favorite color, that lighter brown. But besides that, it's looking good. Take a look at the front. So yeah, this thing is looking good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Here's the inside. A little bit of staining on some of the seats because these seats, for some reason, this dye on these seats kind of really sucks. I don't know why. I just noticed I'm having a lot of issues with like stain removal and stuff like that, but I'm actually gonna get in it, pull it back, and put it in my driveway so you guys can see and hear how these turbos sound, because they're sounding nasty. All right, so we have no lights on the dash. If I put my seatbelt on, that's it. Oh shoot, that's it. No seatbelts on the dash, no check engine, no weird noises. Just the only thing we get is no boost pressure. Like, this thing has no boost. Like, you could step on it as hard as you want and you're not gonna feel a single pound of boost. And then the interior has some wear parts, you know, where it's like kind of beat up, like that handle right there. But besides that, this thing is mint. And then I'm gonna show you guys the real reason why, you know, we got this thing so cheap. You ready? So I don't know if you can see the exhaust. If you do the turbo test at 1,000 RPM, let's see, can you guys see that? You just start holding the RPMs at 1,000, and if you start blowing smoke, it's a sign that your seals are gone. Plus these are still cold. But just like that. So you can hear the wastegate rattle, and then you can hear or smell and see like the amount of smoke we're getting. So these turbos are bad. So I picked up some turbos. We're gonna do these tomorrow, and then see if take it apart, get a look into it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm not gonna really do DIY because nobody needs that. There's 200 of these on the internet, but we're gonna get this thing running good, looking good, and then hopefully we could sell it. Because like, I don't know if I told you guys, but I got this one for $2,500, which is a steal, especially since the turbos only cost me around $500. So it's like, you know, for $3 grand, if I fix this right and there's no more issues, $3 grand for a 335i clean title 120 LCI, that's definitely worth it. So here's a pic of my brother's project. Go and follow his channel too, because he's gonna post some stuff. Come on, guys. So my brother bought a project car. It's gonna be on his channel. He'll give you the details about it, but basically he bought this car. It had a white interior. He swooped on that joint, paid $400 for the car, but no title. So we're kind of screwed there. But at the same time, like here in Texas, a little bit easier to get rid of cars. You can either cut them up and scrap them, or You know, sometimes I got lucky, I sold the parts car, I just had a bill of sale and they took it anyways, but mine still had an engine. So some guy offered him $50, he wasn't getting any offers, then he told me about it and I remembered that it had a good engine. So it has an N52, because in Texas there's not a lot of Sulevs. And what we're gonna do is just pull this engine with the subframe transmission, and then he's gonna scrap the rest of it. We'll probably take some doors and stuff and some panels, but if any of you guys watch this and you need something like a good handle, you know, or some sort of rear suspension, let us know. If you're close to me and close to Fort Worth, Texas, you can come pick it up, or you know, I could ship it to you too if it's small, like a pulley or something, or a module. Those two, I have a lot of modules. So yeah, we're gonna drop this engine. We've been working on it for like, what do you say, 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Like 15 minutes. We already got the whole front end off. It was all wrecked and stuff. We just cut and threw it off, but we're gonna take the suspension off and then drop the subframe, and then hopefully get this thing out in like an hour, which would be record time for me, because I used to do this for a living, drop these engines. But same thing, when you drop them like quick like this, scrap car, you can cut stuff and it makes stuff a lot easier, a lot quicker. So I'll show you guys when I get some more progress done. All right, it's pretty windy, so sorry about that. But what we're doing now is we're getting to the drive line. We already disconnected the exhaust. We just need to take it off the hangers. We might just let it hang too. And then we're moving these heat shields. We're probably gonna cut the drive shaft because we don't need the drive shaft. I don't think people really need drive shafts. I mean, they do, but nobody around me I think needs one. So cut the drive shaft, then the transmission will be loose. Then we're gonna take 4 mounts for the transmission. Then we're gonna go up top, make sure nothing's caught. All the wiring harnesses removed, and then remove the strut towers, remove the subframe bolts, and the whole thing should come down in one giant leap. And that'll be the engine pulled in a ghetto manner, because you know, if this was a swap, it would take a lot longer because you're carefully removing every bolt. You're removing the harness carefully. In this case, snip, snap, cutting, and that's it. And then this whole thing will come as one, and we will have a good N52 for any future projects, any future cars, or maybe just even list it up for sale. You know, clean it up, do the gaskets, list it up for sale, see if we can get somebody to pick this up, because these engines are reliable, but they do, if you don't take care of them, they will blow on you. So yeah, we'll get back to it. The guy had a resonator delete, because he's had 2 resonators and 1 muffler, and then the cats, but the cats are past that flange, so he had a muffler delete, a resonator delete, and the N54 tips on an N52. All right, guys, about 40 minutes has gone by. We didn't record very much, but we got the all the suspension off, cut the brake lines, took the strings out. We just snapped the sway bar end links. Same thing here. This one's a little hard to get because I was compressed, but it came out. Now everything's loose. We're just getting the steering knuckle out. That brake, or is it just crusty? I think it's just crusty. And now we're gonna cut the fuel lines, and this thing, if we did it right, it's just gonna come straight up, and the engine's gonna stay with the subframe, trans and engine, which is gonna be awesome, because then we just set the subframe wherever, and we don't have to worry about tilting the engine or picking up the engine. But actually, if the mounts aren't any good when we go to pick up the engine, I think the subframe will just fall off, but it's still worth a try. But here we go. Gonna start picking it up. Actually, let's cut these lines real quick, and I'll be back after I cut them. All right, guys, we got that fuel line off. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start picking it up and see what happens. See if it falls over and breaks or not.
Are you ready?
Yeah, put a little bit of pressure. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. The annoying part is when you do this and if you didn't do something right. Oh, okay, stop. Hold on. Let me just double check everything. Oh, look, see, we left this coolant hose right here. That'll screw things up for us. Let me cut that real quick. Now, this trans harness out. We don't need any of the harnesses. We cut everything, but it's worth noting. I think that's it, though. I think he's gonna go straight up and this engine's out. Go. So this took us about 2.5 hours. The hardest part was putting the car in here on the lift, and then putting it on was actually pretty easy, but that's how you successfully pull an engine. Pull this to the side. Hold on. Make sure nothing's caught. Okay. Check the underside out. Like I said, we went ghetto. So there's the drive line. We just cut it. Still a good bushing there, so if anybody needs a bushing. And there it is, trans, engine, cats. Looking good, looking good. Pretty good. Keep going up, Andre?
Yeah.
But this is actually, I'm pretty proud because when I used to do this, I'd always, I don't know how, but I would always leave one little line, I think it's after the years I became so known with the N52 that I know where every single harness and stuff is because I've already taken these apart so much, but that went really smooth, really easy. I'm very happy. And that is our Project Car N52 engine pulled. We don't know if we're gonna sell the engine, keep the engine, take all accessories off, scrap the engine.
There's a lot of cars up for sale with the
yeah, we're thinking about picking up a car with a blow engine and throwing this in there because it only has how many miles? Like 150,000?
160.
160, which is still, as long as it's, we'll have to test this, but we'll test compression, but as long as the compression is good, this thing, you know, when you maintain these, you do the oil changes and stuff, like we'd probably do the oil changes, coolant hoses, everything. This will last for a long time, so that's it. There's the Project Car, looking good. We're using a tractor to pull it out. There's no front subframe. How to move a car with no wheels in the front. This parts car does good. All right, so the last clip you saw was the car being put away from the tractor because that car is donezo. We are not working on that car anymore. I got some rear suspension pieces I might take off, but I'm not very sure yet. And of course, I'm out of breath as always because I was jacking this car up. And of course, my shop is a little messy, which I got too many things going on. I'm gonna buy some shelves when I'm done with this car, for example, and just really start to organize it a little bit. But what we're doing now is the turbos. So I got 2 good turbos to pull out of this, and this has 2 bad turbos. Both turbos I got though have good wastegates and seals, so we should be good. But one thing that happened was I threw these wheels on. So they look pretty good. I like them on there. I'm thinking about keeping this a little bit longer than I was saying. You know, I just said, you know, I'll buy it, fix it, sell it, but I like it. You know, I like LCIs. I think it's a 335i with the brown interior. It looks clean, it looks mean, you know, so I don't know. I might keep this. The 135 is for sale. I got a lot of people hitting me up about it. A couple people are gonna come look at it tomorrow, and then hopefully that'll be gone soon. But for now, we're gonna start these turbos. And like I said, I'm optimistic about this turbo job because one, I've already done a set, so you know I kind of know what I'm doing now. It's my annoying dog. But at the same time, like this car, like it runs good, no misfires, no weird noises, everything runs good. It's stock. You can see that it's still, you know, it's dusty and a little bit of oil sweat everywhere, but it still looks good. It still, you know, sounds good. Low miles, 120,000 miles, and with some new turbos, I think it's gonna have some. I think it's gonna go smooth, and we're gonna have a nice running car. So hopefully, like this car, we can get it done quick. I don't know how long I'm gonna take. Last time it took me a long time. The car sat for like 3 days because I had to go get the wastegates welded on, and I had to do the wastegates. This is just swap and go. So I'm starting tonight. It's around 6 p.m. and I'm trying to see how quick I can do them. Quick without rushing, because I don't want to screw anything up. I don't want to have to, because especially with turbos, if you do anything close to the turbo and you screw it up, you have to take everything apart just to get to it. So I'm going to make sure I take my time, but at the same time, I know what I'm removing. I know what I'm checking. I know how to do it. So I want to see how quick I can do them. If I can do them pretty quick, I'll be happy, because I wasn't looking forward to this, because this is a long job, you know, because we got to get the engine hoist. We got to hoist it up there, drop the subframe, drop the turbos, and the cooling system. I hate how you have to drop the cooling system, but it's a must. Or I believe it's a must. Last time I did them, I had to drop the cooling system, but we'll see. That's probably gonna be it for today's video. You guys got to see this car get detailed, or you didn't get to see that actually. I told you guys we detailed this car, which is looking good now. I carbon fiber wrapped the center shift knob, so it looks kind of good. You can't even tell. I'm probably gonna do this thing as well because the trim is fading and scratching away. So I like to wrap these both carbon fiber. And then a quick backstory on that the 328. My brother bought that car for parts. He was gonna sell it. I think I already mentioned it in the other video, but he was gonna sell the whole car as is. But I told him, you know what? Because he's not, he's not capable of pulling the engine by himself. He could probably do it if I taught him, but he doesn't know how to do it. So I was like, you know what? You got a shop space over there. I'll come pull it for you. And we pulled that. So I'm probably gonna buy it off him if a car comes along. I'm already looking at 2 cars that need an engine. So one that needs a trans, one that needs an engine. So if that's the case, it'd be nice because I can get more from that engine and trans, putting it in another car and selling the car than trying to sell them both, especially since it's hard to sell parts like that if I'm not like a big dealer, or not a dealer, like a parts dealer, because it's like I can't hold a warranty I can't hold a warranty to it, but that's still gonna be crap if someone puts an engine in, it's bad. And then at the same time, I can't guarantee that it runs or that the transmission has any issues. So I'd rather take the fall myself, put it in a car, it doesn't work out, just sell the car for parts again, than sell it like that. So that's why we were doing that, and it was actually pretty fun and pretty easy. So that's it. Thanks for now. Wish me luck on the turbos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.